Okay, here we are with another day. The government corruption and monsters pretending like they have any reason to be in authority over someone like me have dictated that I will not be equal to the chemical toilets and drunken alcohol swillers cruising through your neighborhood with legal driver's licenses right now. Because I'm being wedge hunted because of medical marijuana. Yeah. Them pillheads can have driver's licenses. And they can eat pills and get behind the wheel fucked up on heroin. Yeah, opiates is what they make heroin out of, okay? And that's what they're making oxys and half of them fucking exotic prescription sorceries of man pharmaceuticals that they're allowed to do. But I'm not allowed to have a medical marijuana card, even though I had a clean urine showing that I wasn't even using at the time, and still have a driver's license. So this gives you a clue of just how messed up the minds are that are coming to power. This has been ongoing. I haven't had a driver's license in 32 years. 22 years ago, I did everything they told me to do to get my driver's license back. I even violated my own religious beliefs and went and confessed out of my mouth lies in their prayer about being powerless over something I wasn't powerless over. And I interacted with drunken chemical toilets that I would never interact with. I don't interact with now. You see, and it's like now they dictate that I've got to go interact with these chemical toilets if I want to get my driver's license back. That I gotta jump through their hoops. They got enormously high hoops I gotta jump through even after all this time. You see, so they throwing a monkey wrench in everything that I was gonna do this year. One of the things was I was gonna try to, before I die, minister to my daughter, and I still would like to try to get a message to her. I guess the main thing I would like to say to her, if I could talk to her, and get her to actually listen to me, is everything that she's been fed about beauty has been taught about it is lies, and you have to watch out for people that will play on your weaknesses to keep you in a position that they want you in. You see, it somehow benefits them to see you down lower than them. Okay? And I wanted you to understand that body weight has very little to do with beauty. Okay? There's beautiful fat people all over the world. There's beautiful fat men and there's beautiful fat women. To say that it's okay for a guy to be fat and still be handsome, and for a woman she's fat, so she's automatically disqualified as being beautiful, is a double standard that was set up by the fags who run, they dictate what is the accepted norm of beauty. Okay, now it didn't used to be that way back in the days when real heterosexual men dictated what was beautiful. You see in their paintings it's mostly fat women. Okay, now in this day and age, these little faggots that are attracted to the form of a man have dictated that women who are emaciated, have no curves, are built like men, are beautiful. Okay, now the impressionable accept that, but you don't want somebody that's impressionable anyway. Okay, the most beautiful woman in Grayling, Michigan is a fat woman. I brought her here myself. She's been with me 25 years, ever since she was 17 years old. Okay, her inner beauty overpowers her weight problem. It's like everybody who sees her loves her. Everybody who interacts with her loves her. Everybody who knows her loves her, and everybody who has to work with her and count on her loves her. Okay, that's beautiful. She gets up every day, she showers every day, she goes to work every day, she makes her own money. She's not dependent on any other man. Now, if she would just find a man her equal, where she's got two incomes equal to what she's got, she'd have a whole lot. But she keeps wasting her time trying to minister to losers like me, help us out of our holes, and she stays down and poverty stricken. But you see, for all these women in this town that are so physically hot, they're so physically beautiful to look at, inside they're ugly as fuck. Okay, it's like, and um, Lisa outshines them. I would jump over 40 of these ugly little, retarded little iPhone mesmerized texters, socially challenged. They can't talk to you on the phone. They need to text you. It's like I would jump over 40 of them women in perfect, physical health, perfect bodies to get to one woman like Lisa who, she's not caught up in all that retarded shit. She probably spends it the most online, if you average it out, a half hour a day. I mean, she doesn't do it a half hour a day religiously. Like, there's some days she won't go online at all. But then there's some days she might be online for a couple hours. But that's what I'm saying. Is like, that's part of the beauty of her, is that um, she will not be molded by other people's norms, what they have dictated she should do with her time in her life. She has not changed and became one of them. She doesn't even have texting on her phone. Okay, if you can't talk, you can't communicate with her. Well, unless you email her or hit her on Facebook. But it's like, that's one of the things that is so beautiful about her, is that she is comfortable in her own skin. She's comfortable as who she is. Okay, and it's like she has no shortage of guys who want to get with her, who want to steal her from me, who want to just have affairs with her behind my back. She has no shortage of guys like that. Now, I know that you've watched an example of somebody who she objectified herself and placed standards of beauty on how heavy or thin she was. So you watched her whole life, your whole life, acting like, oh, if I just lose weight, I'll be more beautiful. No, beauty is inside of you, okay? Now, if you follow her example and you objectify other people, then you will be objectified. You're sowing the seed of objectification. So you can't look at men like she looked at men. It's something for you to objectify. You automatically have them pigeonholed. You know what they are when you look at them. I mean, you have to rightfully judge men like that to keep the wrong ones out of your life. And 9 out of 10 of them are the wrong ones. Maybe 19 out of 20 now. But if you only look at men for what they can give you, or as like, an ATM, like I was to this person we're talking about, you're going to become objectified by that person. You may not want that. You may want that person to love you and accept you, for who and what you are. So then you have to accept that person for who and what they are, and not try to change them or dictate what their behavior should be. Okay? It's like, don't ever think that because you have a weight problem that there's not somebody for you. Okay? Now, you're never going to find that somebody if you fall into this trap that they set for all you young people, where you're only texting, you're only communicating with people. You don't orally communicate with people, and you don't get out in the world and try to do anything. Okay, now you don't want to fall into this trap that this woman was in, whose example you're following, of being dependent on the government, where the government is your income. You have to create your own income. Now, I wanted to get you around Lisa so that, bring you out here to her place. You could have this room here at her house, and she, you can make a demand on her spirit where you become more like her, self-sufficient, beautiful. You go and you get your own money. You support yourself. You don't need a man for anything, really. Okay, and that in itself, that independence is beautiful. You see, and she has all this positive aggression to go out into the world and work her career, work her job, and get her money, and have her life, and have her her work life, and then her home life. These are things that you can make a demand on her spirit from being around her. I wanted to expose you to this before I died. True beauty, and give you the opportunity to make a demand on it. It's like you could have came and hang out with her, and if you started adopting some of her characteristics, where you have more positive aggression, you're communicating with people. You're developing communication skills and stuff like that. You may end up with a good job. She could get you a good job, in an office somewhere, where you could take advantage of all the things that, dribbled off of her table. The crumbs that drip off her table onto you, spiritually and as a person, could benefit you so much. Now, where the people that you've had around you up till now, what lifestyle do they have you living? You see, it's like, you could live your whole life in a hole like that if that's what you want. You want to be lonely and sad and, socially challenged, where you don't call people back. I have agoraphobic issues that I overcome. My issues were created from corruption, government corruption. Every time I stick my head up, they're kicking me back down. This was the year I was supposed to be able to try and make it up to you. I had different plans for this Christmas. I actually thought that I'd have a driver's license and I'd be able to come pick you up, and bring you out here for a visit, and you'd get to see, true, a real beautiful woman in action. Get to see, how real beautiful women live, how they take care of themselves. There's all kinds of little tricks that, maybe you haven't been taught about, being prepared for sexuality, like, keep yourself trimmed down there. I know this is sick coming from me, but, it's like, people don't teach people the proper things that they need to know. A lot of women don't know to wipe front to back. So it's like, for real, there's a lot of things that they will teach you that's misinformation, and they'll hold all the good stuff back from you that will make you competitive against them. You see, the majority of women want you to be a pig compared to them, so that, like, any dude you get, they can steal him from you. They can fuck him and diminish him in your eyes and in their own eyes, behind your back. Okay, and yeah, you may end up with somebody where they may fall prey to their own weakness, and do something that may hurt you like that. A lot of people now are like that. They're being programmed to be self-absorbed, to think about themselves, to do for themselves. And that's why, I wanted you to come around somebody that wasn't like that, to expose you to that true beauty, that there is still a few golden souls left on the planet. I actually am still alive now to this day due to her. Now, if you keep following the example of, this other person whose example you're following, rather, I wanted to tell you that if it was left up to her, I'd already be dead. She had no real love for me. She loved herself, and she loved the idea of what I could be. Okay, and any failing of mine from fitting that parameter, fitting into that mold, diminished me to where, I'm no longer worthy to be faithful to. I'm no longer worthy to look out for. I'm no longer worthy to back up. You see, you don't have to have that level of shallowness, just because that's what's been instilled into you. You don't have to be a product of your raising. I was a product of my raising for years. You can rise up and decide that you want to transform into something that you want to be. Okay? It doesn't have to be focused around your weight. Oh, if you have a weight issue where you're a little bit fat, that's okay, because there's plenty of guys that will still find you attractive as long as you're not a victim of it, being defeated by it, allowing that to be your perception of you. Sure, there's a lot of bullies out there that they're going to point and make fun, no matter what you look like. They'll find some way to try and rip you apart. They do it to people that, you would see as way hotter than you. So it's like, they're going to do it to you. They did it to Lisa. It's like, but now half of them dudes that made fun of her in school would love to have a woman like her, and she wouldn't give them the time of day. Now, you can get the victory. You can rise up above where you're at now. I encourage you to try and hook up with Lisa, the most beautiful woman in Grayling.